everybody, welcome back to another video. Just out here today, finally getting into this project I've been thinking about all winter long here. Kind of been waiting for the ground to unthaw here. It's really weird. We had a mild winter, but for some reason out here in my food plot and on the outskirts of my food plot here, it's just taking forever for the frost to give way. So we finally ended up getting about a foot of snow, maybe a little bit more, and it's finally melted now, and I think that kind of helped get that ice out of the ground so I can finally start digging. But what I'm doing here, I guess, is my weekend project, setting up a longer term screen for my food plot just to give the deer a little bit more comfort and kind of, I guess, close off the property line here between my neighbor and me. So what I'm going to be doing here is I have a bunch of volunteer pines coming up along the bigger pines, and then all around my property I have a bunch of them popping up. So basically today what I'm going to be doing, you can see we measured out and we flagged out all the areas. Just going to get all these holes dug so I can start bringing the tractor around this weekend and plucking some of these trees out of the ground hopefully, and getting them moved back here. I kind of just want to keep it for screening me getting in and out for when I'm coming over to hunt these pines. My only access is back here in the corner because this is all wet and low land on both sides. There's actually a little road right through here. That's kind of the game plan right now, is to get these holes dug and hopefully I can start popping some of these trees in. So all I'm doing is just simply just gonna do about an 18-inch diameter hole. Pop that out like that, and I'm just gonna leave it here just so I can salvage some dirt out of there when I get my trees in. All right guys, it's the next morning and we're gonna go out and get some of these trees popped out of the ground. It's supposed to be pretty windy today, so we are just gonna do some audio right now. But yeah, we checked a couple trees yesterday. There's still some that are frosted in, but some of them are soft enough to where we could pop them today. So we're just simply gonna pop them out, get them in the tractor bucket, drive back to our holes that we dug yesterday and get them put in the ground. These are the ones I'm going to start with. They're about, I don't know, waist high, maybe 3 feet high. A lot of the research that I've done, they said for every inch of diameter of your tree, you should do that in feet around it. So for instance, if it's a 1-inch diameter tree, you should do about a 1 foot spade around it. You know, 3-inch would be about 3 feet around it. And I don't think we want to get that big. I don't think they're going to have much success being that big. So we're going to start with these and water them in this summer, and hopefully they take off. I want to try and get a nice little cone without wrecking too many roots. If I can get it to match about the same size cone as what I took out of the ground out back, it should just be plug and play. These trees are pretty close together here. Tough to pop it out without wrecking something. Look at that. That's a beauty there. I don't see any roots. I think I got them all.
Perfect.
That's a thumbnail tree there. Now if I can get them all back without wrecking them. You know, it's nice having free trees to go and pick right out of the ground, but you know, pines are fairly inexpensive if you get through your DNR program. Most of the time I believe you have to order them in the fall, you know, and you can get the little saplings for really cheap, hundreds at a time. But a lot of these on my property here, they're gonna choke each other out, so to move them is just to give them a chance to thrive. There's another one. Well, we got 4 of them out over here. Kind of filled the little tractor bucket up, so we're gonna drive these back and get them put in the ground. Some of these over here, the frost was too heavy in the ground yet to get them out, and I don't want to wreck the roots trying to do it. So we'll come back for some of them later.
Alright guys, we got most of our trees planted and in the ground now. Sorry about the audio, it's a little bit windy out this afternoon. Last thing to do here now is we're just going to take some of the tree cage wiring. We're going to wrap around each tree, pound a post in, just try and give them a little bit of protection from bucks rubbing on them and deer. I mean, they still might be able to reach up over the top to nip the tops off, but just to try and give them a little bit of protection, we're going to wrap these things with some tree cage, and that should be about that. Just hopefully let them grow. Now we're just going to take a little bit of wiring, wrap it through and around to that T-post. Well guys, we got the project done. We got all the trees in and we got them protected with these cages here. Now it's just a matter of them hopefully taking off and growing into place. For the next couple of years here, I'm still gonna do a conceal or some type of a food plot screen in here, probably till it in around May when the temps get a little bit more consistent. But all in all, for a project like this, we had the trees on our property, like I said at the beginning of the video, so it was pretty inexpensive for us. I mean, we had a couple $100 into the cage, and I'd say probably all in all, we probably had like $250 into it after buying the posts from our brother-in-law. Had some extra posts that we bought from him, and then just the tree cages was $120 for a 100-foot roll, and we ended up with 2 of them, and we didn't quite use all of it, but pretty inexpensive project. And I think, you know, with them being from the property, same type of soil, they should take off pretty good for us. So appreciate you guys watching. Like always, if you could, please subscribe. It helps our channel out a lot. And until then, until the next project we have, we'll see you next time.